Hello, I'm Jamie Akbari, and today I will be presenting on my venture, the Cold Elbow, which is a product aiming to provide PPE for the forearms and the elbow area in automotive applications. So my stakeholder is my dad, who often works in automotive settings when he's working on his cars, and he uses power tools such as a die grinder, which that can be dangerous, especially when you're die grinding something and something can come flying off and hit you in the arm, and that can cause cuts and scrapes, which nobody wants cuts and scrapes. You want something that will help prevent that, right? So that presents our problem here. So again, we're going to be working in an automotive setting, so there's a lot of power tools such as die grinders and sanders. I personally use a sander, and I don't like how I get all the sand on my arm, but also it's hot in Arizona. I don't want to be wearing something that's tight on my skin and keeps me warm when it's 120 out. I want something that's going to help keep me cool. And sometimes it's just letting my arms go free. This creates a gap in safety, of course. The last thing we want is people in automotives hurting themselves because they don't put on proper PPE. In addition, if we look at this picture here, I kind of cringe at it because it's like, yay, you're protecting your hands, which is really good, but I want him to be protecting his arms as well, especially if something can come flying off. Nonetheless, this is my first prototype of my solution generated using Google Gemini. So what we have here is kind of like a sleeve that would kind of start at the top of the elbow. Let's see if I can get it right here. And then it would extend to your wrist, where it would then meet a nylon glove or a mechanic's glove. That way the person could switch out their gloves as needed, but not have to take off the arm sleeve. So how it works is that first layer that's closest to your arm is going to be your cooling layer with the nylon and polyester. Then it's going to have an internal protective layer with foam or something on it to kind of help, have that shock absorbance or heat absorbance, so it doesn't allow your arm to get burnt if you're touching a piece of hot metal, if you're changing the oil in your car or something like that. In addition, you want a topical layer with anti-bunching and snagging. That way it's sensory accessible, so you don't feel overwhelmed by wearing it. This is my competitive analysis. Here we kind of went through 3 different products. A lot of them that had the safety feature were very unaffordable and not really accessible for people who are doing automotive, especially if they want something that's going to be cheap but also effective. This is where my revenue model comes in. My goal is to only charge $15 per set, meaning 1 armband per each arm, so it'd be a set of 2. We'd want our product purchased online through our website in the early stages. That way we can accept feedback. And if wider adoption occurs within the community, we would love to sell in store as well. And purchases would be made as needed. Again, we don't want it to be a thing that's constantly replaced, usable nylon gloves. We want it to be reusable so that it's more eco-friendly and everything. So our first market would be kind of Arizona automotive enthusiasts and mechanics, and we'll gradually expand to a global market and hobbies beyond automotive and machining. The team consists of myself, my dad, and my friend, and we're all automotive people with different takes on stuff, but we also have access to a large community of automotive enthusiasts as well. So I feel like that with the 3 of us, we're able to provide different perspectives in addition to having access to other perspectives within the community as well. My ask and timeline. So as of now, we're basically gathering insights, but in 4 to 6 months, we'll actually begin physically prototyping the product once we get enough insights. Those insights can include insights on potential materials we can use. And hopefully by the end of 2027, we can have our product produced in addition to having our website open. The big ask monetarily would be $50,000 for the initial prototyping materials, where a majority of it would go to materials and labor trying to manufacture it, but also we want to cover our legal expenses with any patent thing that we have to come across. In addition, we want a lot of insights. We want to make sure that our product is effective, and if there's anything that can be improved, that we make the effort to do so. Thank you for watching, and together we give workplace injury the cold elbow, especially when it comes to arm injuries. Thank you.